Hello, I'm going to teach you how to make salsa, and hopefully it'll turn out delicious this time. So, 1 small red onion. You cut the ends off, and then you peel this layer because you don't want that skin on there. I know you probably know that, just thought I'd mention that. Okay, so you're gonna take the onion. Pull my shirt down. You're gonna take the onion and you're going to cut it in half, and then you're gonna hold it and cut it in half again. You're gonna turn it and cut it in half so now it's quartered. Okay? Throw it in the food processor. You're gonna take, I buy this bag of peeled garlic because I use garlic so much and ain't nobody got time for that. Let's just be honest, I just ain't got time. So 2 garlic cloves. If you get a bulb of garlic, like this, you will only use 2 of these, okay? Not 2 bulbs of garlic, but 2 cloves. Okay, so I put the onion in there, I put the garlic in there, and then I cut my lime. And then I have one of these little doohickeys, but if you don't have one, you can just turn it upside down and squeeze it. But since I do have one, it does make life easier, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it. You can get them at like Publix, you can get them at Walmart. If you ever juice stuff, it's wonderful. But it's really only for like limes or lemons. You can't put orange in there. Unless you really like cut it up small. All right, so I got the lime in there. Now, sometimes I like it more limey, so you can add more lime juice according to how you like to taste it. So here's a bunch of cilantro. I'm gonna use half of it. So I just put it like on the cutting board, and I just literally go half. So it's basically a handful. Then I put it in the food processor. Stems and all. Now, I did not cut any of this part. That part's gross. And I would not want to be chewing on that because that will make it horrible. And then, what I do, let's just wipe my hands on my pants, is I go ahead and I put like 2 pinchfuls of salt. Now, this is coarse kosher salt, which is what I use to cook with. If you're using iodine or iodinized salt, which is what the average person uses, you just put a little bit in your hand because a lot goes a long way, or a little goes a long way. I don't recommend cooking with this. It's really not good for you. So I get Morton's kosher salt, which looks like this in a box. And I put it in a bowl and I use it to cook and serve and whatever. It's better salt for you. Your body can break it down. It tastes way better than the other salt. Okay, so we've got our garlic, we've got our onion, we've got our cilantro, some salt, and lime juice. And I put the top on the food processor and I let it go to town. This probably helps if you plug it in first. Now, I let it go, and let it go, and let it go for a little bit. And it'll look like this. Well, it'll look like that. So then what I do is I take the rubber spatula, and I push down the sides. And that's to get all that back down in there, because if you don't, you're gonna have some big old honking pieces of cilantro and onion, and you're gonna taste that in your teeth, and it's gonna be disgusting. So see how chunky that is? You don't want that in your salsa. So I just push it down with the rubber spatula. and I turn it back on. And sometimes I have to do that a couple of times. Just depends. Every batch is different. Sometimes the cilantro just does great. So I just push it down, push it down. Once you pulse it, that helps. The lime juice kind of helps push it down. So this looks a little bit better. See how the cilantro is kind of more minced? Then what I do is I take the green chili, diced tomatoes with green chilies can, and I open that. And I don't take anything out of the food processor, so the stuff that I just pureed is still in there. So I open the can and I just dump it in there. I open the other can and I dump it in there. And what's gonna happen is it's gonna take those diced tomatoes and those diced green chilies and it's gonna like make them finer. And it's also gonna grab all the stuff on the sides and in the top of your food processor that you've pureed for your salsa, the cilantro and such. It's gonna puree all that. And it's gonna get it to go more into the mixture. So it's using the liquid from the tomatoes to do that. Now, it's looking like salsa, but we still have this crushed tomato can. So, what I do is I take the food processor and I dump it in a bowl. Get all that out. Then there's still some left in there. That's okay. Put it back on. Crushed tomatoes. Fermanos is my favorite. So it's just crushed tomatoes. Okay? People are blowing up my phone. It's just crushed tomatoes. Hermanos, Publix has their own brand. Walmart, Target, everywhere has crushed tomatoes. And it's the 28-ounce can. And then the diced tomatoes, those are 10-ounce cans. And then I just open that can. And I dump it in there. Put the top back on. Turn it on again. Once again, it's just getting all the yummy juices and leftover particles from your puree process. So it looks like that. And I just mix it. Be careful when you pour it because it is tomato juice and I am wearing white right now. So you just know that it's gonna get everywhere if you're not careful. And then you just add the cumin, which I'm gonna show you how to do. Sorry. All right, so I just take the bowl and I get my cumin. I should have got it out before this message. And I just take it and I just sprinkle it on top. It's probably about a teaspoon. And it just sort of looks like that on top. That brown stuff. Then I stir it in. You always are going to want to test it before you serve it because you don't want it to suck. Sometimes it might need more salt. Sometimes it might need more lemon. Every time you make it, it's different. Because tomatoes are different. So I taste it. It needs more lime. So, no big deal. Push it to the side. Do a half of a lime. Because remember, you can always add, but you can't take back. So I'm adding a half of a lime. I'm going to stir it back up. Now some people don't like lime, so you may not want to put a lot of lime in it. My lovely assistant, Susan. Perfect. It's perfect. So, there you go. So, I hope that helps. And let me know if you have any questions.